Just to note, there are three different types of crafting. One is your generalized item crafting. Those are crafting, you know, you find the blueprint and then you get the ingredients and you automatically craft the item. The second type is experimental crafting, and that is more like you're given free range. You just pick a bunch of different components, throw it together, and you figure out an outcome. We'll be going over that. And the third one is crafting that you have to do on an object in the game. That still requires the crafting trees, uh, such as learning mechanical crafting or mechanical, yeah, mechanical crafting to fix a drawbridge in order to get it working, or to fix a camera to get it up and working. Those are objects that you place inside the world rather than items you are physically creating. So let's hop right into it. Okay, first one we're going to go over is the skill trees, and that is because the skill trees cover all three different ones. And there is a lot to go over today. So let's first start with the tailor tree. Its tree starts with your basic tailor items, and that creates items that enhance cloth armor. Now the second one is cloth armor and whips. This creates your basic robes and whips that use uh, any type of cloth material. Now the next one is cloth enhancements, and these are allow you to create and apply enhancements directly to cloth armor, such as improved cloth patches and threading. Next is cloth-based weapon mods, such as a handle for a dagger. That would be a cloth-based weapon mod. Next one is ether cloth armor. This is cloth armor that has been infused with magical string that gives it more magical components. Next one is divine cloth armor. Now that is armor that has been given a divine type status, and they are learned by going through and making yourself a god. Divine cloth creates actual cloth that is used. Those two actually are backwards and need to be fixed. You're supposed to be able to make the divine cloth before you make the divine robes. Cloth parts allows the creation of real-world object parts that are of a cloth type. And the cloth parts are parts that go on an object. Now, cloth objects are like tents or other cloth materials that you can actually spawn outside of the crafting, and it's not an item but an object you can place down. The master tailor is used to create and repair objects found throughout it, and it plays an important role in the crafting that you do after you maxed out your level. Now let's go on to the next one, leatherwork. Leatherwork, you have your basic leatherwork, which is to identify and skin leather from animals. Next is your basic leather items. Um, just generalized. Next is when you start to create the armor, and this is your basic hide armor, and which is a leather styled armor. The next one is rubber projectiles. However, it also covers other non-lethal weapons. So this is when you first start creating your non-lethal stuff. Um, this is one of the few branches that you can create into the non-lethal. Next is the weapon modifications for a one-handed weapon. Usually these are like the straps on the weapon, or enhancement to a whip. Two-handed, same thing as the one-handed, but for two-handed weapons, obviously. Next one is enhancement leather. This is leather that you add on to after the fact. Socket leather is the type of start crafting leather armor that has sockets in it, allowing you to place gemstones in it. And gemstones usually will raise your stats, so it's always good to have gemstone leather. Enchantment leather. This is leather that has been enchanted and can be used when during, and again, all these trees relate back to the specialty crafting at the second type of crafting, which is open-ended. So a lot of these trees create items that has been used in the open-ended one. And divine leather, that is more leather armor that is holy, or basically you get through gaining divine ranks. Now, next one is metalsmith. Basic, it's just the option to create metalsmith spells and just, or items that spells. Let me fix. This is basic metal armor crafting. Metal projectiles, those are like your bullets, or not bullets, bolts, which comes out of crossbows, and some shurikens or thrown as well. This allows you to create one-handed weapons like daggers or short sword, and this allows you to create metal two-handed weapons. Um, Enhancement metal. This skill is an advanced subsection that focuses on the equipping extra metal onto other items to enhance other items, such as adding studs to leather. Socket metal is an advanced metal skill which allows you to create metal armor with sockets in it. Enchantment metal creates literally just that, metal that has been enchanted and uh, has a special effect to it. Metal parts, these are parts for objects that are out in the game, such as wires or metal sheet. And lastly is creating metal objects that are then placed outside um, in the open areas, and it's not just an item, it is actually an object. Next is woodworking. Basic woodworking items. Very first. Um, the second one is arrow carving, and that allows you to create most basic arrows, um, including mounting on other non-wood parts. So if you have high enough metal that you can create the metal tips, this allows you to apply the metal tips to the arrows early on. That way it's an ideal for any type of ranger or, type style class. Next is whisperwood. This is special wood, which has magic enhancement to it, and a lot of these items are then used in endgame or as parts for other recipes and blueprints. Bow crafting allows you to create your basic bows. Staff crafting is the same thing, allows you to create your basic staffs. And wood sigil. Now, these allow you to create special, almost like a trap, but it is a sigil that you place down that gives you an enhancement around you. So it is a type of object you place on the ground, similar to a trap. Wooden trapper. Um, this allows you to make wood traps. However, you can get this skill. There's another skill similar to it in the trap making. Uh, it's used in conjunction with the trap making that is more open ended. Duskwood is special enhanced wood, similar to Whisperwood, but it has more runic knowledge and it's more powerful. Wooden parts are parts that are placed in objects in the world, and then you can create wooden objects at the very end. Next is gem cutting. First is your basic gemstones. The second is teaches you how to mine said gemstones from a node. This allows you to, rather than collecting just ore, you can collect gemstones every once in a while from different metal ores. The next one allows you to appraise those gemstones, allowing you to sell them. Before you take this, you cannot sell them. Um, this will allow you to locate ore and gems a lot easier on your mini map. Um, with this skill, it is in detail what you're finding, so you will have a bunch of different options in this section. Tier 1 gemstones allows you to craft just that, tier 1 items for gemstones. Same thing with tier 2 and tier 3. Merged gemstones allow you to take two gems and combine it into a single gem. Custom gemstones allow you to customize very fine gemstones. And custom elemental allows you to add an element on top of that customization. Scalesmith. Now, scales are referring to creature type scales. Basic scale type items. Then you got scale weapons, scale based armor, uh, uh scale based weapon modification, armor modification. You can make items that will, when combined with scales, make other items such as fine powder. This allows you to create special weapons with the scale parts. Allows you to create special armor with the scale parts. Now, note they are specialty and different than the basic ones earlier on in the tree. Enrichment allows you to create items and bottle potions that use scales. And last one, you create scale-based objects in the real world. Well, not in the real, you know what I mean. Um, Forgive me, it's early in the morning, so a bit groggy. Bonesmith. This is referring to creature bones. Basic items, and then bone items um, are crafted items made from bone, whereas the first one is just crafting non-usable items. And the third one is enhancement, and these are enchanted type bones, I believe. Bone arrows creates a special type bone head of an arrow, and this is the only way to create such an arrow. However, it can be used in the crafting weapon when you're openly crafting them. Next is bone armor, and that is literally armor made out of bones. Next is one-handed weapons made from the bones, and two-handed weapons. And the next one is use of dragon bones, which is a lot more sturdy and provides more armor, and also is more sturdy. Then you have bone objects that can make for use in the open world. And then you have divine bone, and it creates holy or divine bones bonuses in the recipes. Next is medical trees. I had to take a drink, getting dry throat here. The first one is creating simple pills, basic medication. Next one is craft items that help pure your systems of toxins. The next one creates items that have a calming effect, negating fear. Next one creates solves that weaken negative status effects. Next one is craft potions that can remove negative alterations or transmogrifications. This crafts a potion that will reduce shaky hands and increase accuracy overall. Herbal tonics are buff-based brews. Sedative creams. These are debuff-based creams that, when applied to weapons, create a debuff or whenever you are striking. Weapon coats are damage poison based, which so it's similar to the salves except for it doesn't last as long and it's a lot more potent. And lastly is MD or medical doctorates, which gives you a large list of specialty items that you can create. Like first thing is basic wires. This allows you to create wires, small objects that is used in a lot of mechanical stuff. Next is the gears. Again, allows you to create the mechanical stuff. Welding allows for basic crafting of basic level machinery. Then you can start creating your different mechas. First one is the alarm mecha, which creates and can disassemble and assemble alarms made by an enemy, or you can set up your own alarms, or even attach an alarm to a mechanical robot. Hacker's Kit. This creates different types of hacking for hackers' dreams. Next is creating mechanical cameras, and these are just basic, simple cameras. Next, you get to create or alter basic object machines. And after that, you can actually create the mechanical minions. Once you do this, then you can come back and attach the alarm to it, and that way you can have both. So it's a great combination, these two. Mecha buildings, these are mechanical specialty buildings. Usually they are pop-up buildings, um, but these are the blueprints for it. And Mecha System Max gives you a list of a ton of different very specific mechanical based systems that you're able to craft. Trapper, now this one you don't have a lot on quite yet. In fact, it looks like we don't have anything on. Yep, we don't have anything on it right now. Trapper 1. So that's all those ones. Next, writer. Um, Basic writer opens up the option to create writer spells when crafting. Um, Allows you to craft simple notes that you can leave around the areas. Um, this is more of an ability to than it is a crafting type. News reports. This allows you to create advertisements on billboards or papers in game. The next one allows you to create your own wanted posters that you can and do the proper paperwork to register that way. And then you can add yours to bounty boards. The next one allows you to bind a book, so you can combine pages found out in the world into a new book, or you can combine a pre-made book if you find all the pages. This one will allow you to create inking quills that is used for needed for the scribe, especially the enchanted type stuff. The next one is contracts. These are contracts such as jobs and payments. Um, so these become very important later on in the game. Next, you can create your own short story book that has up to 10 pages. And then you can put those custom books into a library. Next, you can draft a contract. They're similar to sign. Sign contract allows you to read, understand, and sign the contract. Draft contracts allow you to create them. Forged documents allows you to craft uh, craft documents and items to bypass security and steal other documents or artwork. Okay. Um, this is the hacker tree, and first one is allows me to hack into a basic camera. Second one allows me to craft hacking items, which is similar to the mechanical. Um, However, this allows me to create non-mechanical hacking items as well. This allows me to teach me how to manually hack a camera rather than the auto hacks. Um, Ones that have not been claimed. This one allows me to hack in the ones that have been claimed. Hack terminal allows me to hack a terminal. Well, it doesn't allow me. It allows me to create items that hack the terminal. And then you have your artificial intelligence that you can hack. And then next would be hacking into different biomechanical types. Feed sweeping crafts objects that basically erase the fact you were ever in a place, so leaving no trace behind you when hacking. spyware create objects that are used in order to automatically gain control over a video feed. These are objects that can be placed near a feed line or near a camera that can remotely get it, or that can't remotely get it. I mean, that can't remotely get it. Next allows you to create objects that can remotely hack and enter a base undetected. And lasting will allow you to create EMP type devices or other things that will not affect biologicals in any way, shape, or form, but will have a devastating effect on technology. So, next one is HypnoWriter. Basic option to create HypnoWriter type spells. Second one is to craft different types of parchment that can be used to write notes on hypno paper. To convince, usually used in forging to convince the guard that you should be there. Next one, you create poetry that can have an effect on its listeners to either pacify them or rile up them. And this especially works on beasts. Next one has yet to be determined. One after that creates advanced magic based items, um, blueprints. Next one is detection. And this is an item that actually will help detect any thoughts in the area, detecting players. Mind Link, after battling creatures, allows you to create different items that link into its memory. Merchant creates a book that hit, yeah. Merchant allows you to hypnotize the merchant or create items that do it to get lower prices or better deals, which is similar to hypno shopping, which is undetermined yet, so this tree is still in works. It might not even make it into the final cut, to be honest. And I'm gonna pause for right now, and I will make a second one later. I am pausing for the fact that I am just totally wiped. I will come back and finish